Hi, my name is Serendipity Johnsen, and I am so grateful that you've made your way here today. Today we will be talking about receptivity. Most of us are probably givers. If you found your way here today, most likely it's because you've recognized that it would empower you to offer more self-care to your life. You probably give a lot of that to others. And I'm here today to remind you that it's important to also give that level of support to yourself. The theme of our talk today is receptivity. How to get into that receptive, open nature in the world so that you can allow good to enter your life. And it's not always easy, but I've got some great tools to share with you. And thank you so much for taking this time for yourself. And when we talk about receptivity, it's about allowing good to enter our lives. Allowing that good to enter our lives. You're worth it. You may not think so. So often people think of self-care as like selfish, but it is not. The more that we can care for ourselves, the more that we're bravely able to serve our bigger purpose in the world. And you are absolutely worth it. One of the ways that we can really work on our receptivity is allowing other people to help us. Now, I know that was incredibly hard for me. I'm a giver and I wanted to always take care of everyone else in my life. And it took me actually having a surgery to recognize that there were other people who really wanted to help me and I needed help. I mean, I absolutely couldn't do things on my own anymore. And I learned some incredibly valuable lessons by allowing people to help me. For one, I recognized that they actually were served in that process. They wanted to help. When I told people no constantly over and over again, I was actually denying them their full experience, their full gift. I never realized that before. I always thought, oh, I'll do it. I got you. I'll do all the cooking. I'll do all the cleaning. But reality is they wanted to bring food. They wanted to help clean. Other than my friend Zachariah who said, please don't make me clean the cat box. I don't like cat boxes. Well, I needed help with that day too. And thank you for that, my friend. So there is a real gift that comes not only with receiving, but truly the gift that we give to others by allowing them to give to us. Think about that for a minute. Think about other people in your lives that try and help you, that you constantly say no to. So let's allow things to be fulfilling in this reciprocal nature by allowing good to enter into our lives. I was at a festival one time and I was talking about this theme with a couple. And the husband said, you know, I really wish that my wife would let me give to her, but I always don't appear to give on the time frame that she wants me to give. Does that resonate with anybody? I often ask my husband for help too, and then I want him to do it instantaneously, and then I'll get up and do it myself if not. Well, this husband was talking about how his wife was full 9 months pregnant, ready to birth their first child, and they needed to change a tire. They'd had a blowout on the road. And he was doing a few things to prep for changing this tire, and in her need to get things done and not have the support that she needed, she went out 9 months pregnant and changed that tire. How often have you been, over full, overwhelmed, but still pushed through everything to go ahead and get the thing done? There is a grace with sacred timing, and there is a beauty of just letting things unfold. I am not the best at this yet. This is a reminder to me as much as it is to you. But if we're really going to allow that reciprocal nature to occur, we need to allow things to happen in their own divine timing. And sometimes the people in our lives are not going to do it as quickly as we would like them to do it. But maybe there's something that we're meant to be doing in that in-between waiting time as well. Could that woman have prepared a snack, had some good water, or some breathing to relax herself instead of getting under a hot car on the cement to change a tire. Can you think of times when you have done things just like that? Maybe not fully pregnant, but overwhelmed, overloaded, and then still just pushed through. Yeah. So we also talked about it being an energy exchange, receptivity, right? And so I really want you to kind of imagine this energy exchange. If you're constantly the only one giving, you're not allowing this reciprocated nature, this reciprocity to come through you and the person who's trying to offer you support. So the next time you have the opportunity to be receptive, if you need help or somebody's offering something, try and take a deep breath. Try and remember that they're also trying to fulfill a desire or a need in their lives to help you. Or perhaps you have a deep need that needs support. Maybe you have a surgery or you're injured and you need help from other people. It's okay to receive that help. I'm here as a gentle reminder that it is okay to be receptive. All right, now I really want to talk about accepting and embracing your sacred body exactly as it is right now. Does that bring up some thoughts when I say to accept yourself exactly as you are right now? It can for me at times. I certainly wanted to make sure my hair looked good today, or that I sat in the right spot to give you a beautiful view behind me. So I definitely understand how the mind can tell us that we need things to look a certain way before we can do our big work in the world or present ourselves or be seen by others. But I really want to remind you that you are perfect right here, right now, exactly as you are, with all your flaws that you see as flaws. They may actually be your greatest gifts. You are perfect right here, right now. So I'm here to remind you to embrace yourself exactly as you are and to love and appreciate your beautiful, sacred body. I'm a round woman. I'm a juicier woman, and I think I spent majority of my life trying to be something other than I was and not appreciating myself for exactly as I am. I mean, yes, I think it would be healthier if I had a little less weight on me at times. Maybe my knees would appreciate that. But I have been a juicy woman majority of my life, and there is nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with the wrinkles that are coming onto my face, the gray hair that is coming through. It is reality. Heck, there's nothing wrong with the gravity that's taken hold of parts of my body. But I think about them at times, and it's hard not to. I mean, we're bombarded with so many images from social media and from news and magazines and movies that show us that we're not supposed to embrace our bodies as we are. But I'm here to remind you that we are perfect just as we are. I look at so many of these beautiful women and men who have plastic surgery or are using so much Botox that they're almost unrecognizable. The only way I'm recognizing some of my favorite actresses is by hearing their voice, and I'll look at them and think I know that person. But they've altered themselves so much to feel confident in this world that tells us that we're not good enough. But what if we as a collective embrace ourselves and our aging and our stories, our wrinkles and our gravity, and show each other that it's beautiful exactly as it is? You know, my husband loves my juicy curves. When he sees a lot of like very thin, overly thin women, and no judgment, but he often wonders why they're so thin and he wants to help feed them. He loves me exactly as I am. And so if you're out there wondering if you're supposed to change your body to fit in with this society, or change your body to, have a partner come into your life, no, no. In fact, embracing yourself and enjoying all of the parts of you might really be what inspires somebody to want to come into your life, or to stay in your life, or to embrace you. I think for many years I even pushed my husband away. Unknowingly, he'd try to give me attention, but I'd be like, oh, don't touch my tummy here, or I don't want you to see my bottom here. He married this tummy and he married this bottom, and he went into that very knowingly and very lovingly. And so me pushing him away and not being receptive to that love is actually just doing me a disservice, and him, because I'm not, again, if I'm not in reciprocity with that give and not able to receive, I'm actually doing a disservice to both of us. So love yourself, love your body, your face, your mind, your heart. Even if you think that there are things that are wrong with you, you are your own unique being. You're the only one like you. We need you to love yourself right now. The world needs you to love yourself exactly as you are. You're perfect right now. On that line, I think we often tell ourselves that we can't be seen in the world or go out and do the big thing until we do this, or this. For me, it used to be, oh, I need to get a degree in that particular subject field, or I need to perfect this certain thing in order to get it out in the world. And I really hope we stop doing that. The world wants to hear our messages right now. People are hurting. People are struggling all over the world. We're all living in a pain body that's intense and really big. So it's kind of our work right now to love ourselves. It's our work in some ways, serving our purpose, to be brave enough to get out there and do it, despite not having all of the credentials we think we need to have to do it. If you've got something you want to share, now might very well be the time to do that. And I'm here to help support you doing that. Let's have a conversation about what it is that you want to brave and bring out into the world. That's one skill that I really do have, is taking those bold leaps, having the conversations before I even really fully recognize what is manifesting. And I'm here as a support to help you do the exact same thing. So let's find a way to love ourselves fully, exactly as we are, in every changing moment and in every way that looks. Now let's talk about releasing our big fears. And we just kind of talked about getting our work out into the world, and so often what holds us back is a fear of not being enough, a fear that others won't want to see what we have to show or to say or to do, a fear that we'll be seen. People might look at our wrinkles or look at our flaws. But it's really important that we learn to take deep breaths when those fears come in and notice, is it a fear that's truly valid, or is it a fear that's just holding us back? Anxiety, the fear versus anxiety. A fear is there to support us. We are afraid of somebody holding a gun. We're afraid of an animal who looks vicious and wants to attack. Those might be valid fears. But often what we succumb to as fears is really just our own lack of self-worth, our own love for ourselves that gets in the way, or lack of love for ourselves, right? So how do we move through those fears? How do we embrace ourselves exactly as we are and get our big work out into the world? I'll share a lot of tools for how to do that. I think meditation is really helpful. Like, If we take time to meditate on the work that we're doing before we do it, then we're able to see if it's in alignment with source or if we're doing it out of a place of ego. I think most of us want to serve our highest purpose and support ourselves and support the global world around us, the animals and the planet in general. And to do that, we've got to move past our fears and just be bold and brave to live our life out loud and fully. And that looks different for all of us. I think so often we look at somebody else who's doing their big work and think, oh, I can't do that. Well, you're not meant to do it that way. You're not meant to lead the way I lead. I'm not meant to lead the way you lead. That's why we have each other, is so that we can do this together and add little pieces to this magical life puzzle. Now, I think it's really important to look at people who are doing the work similarly to what you want to do in the world and use that as an inspiration. But it will never look quite the same, and it's not meant to. So when you're wanting to do something in the world, and maybe it's just a matter of loving yourself, caring for yourself deeply, take the time to meditate, take the time to repeat some of the positive affirmations that I share, go out and walk in nature, love on an animal, garden, drink clean, healthy water, paint your toenails red so you remind yourself to ground into the earth and take the deep breath and brave up. Most of the fears you have are concocted out of nonsense. I mean, I'm not trying to negate what it is that we're going through, but those words in our ears that we're not good enough, we're not worthy, that's most likely somebody else's story. And I have a lot of compassion for those feelings. But they're not yours to carry. Maybe your mother put those into your head. Maybe a lover. Maybe a friend. Maybe social media. But the truth is, you have what it takes right now to do your big work in the world. And again, that could just be loving on yourself every day for the rest of your life. Planting trees, taking time to put the phone down and focus on your loved ones fully, with full presence. That's something that a lot of us don't do anymore. And the world needs us to pay attention. Our families need us. Our friends need us. Even if you feel totally alone in the world, then I guess that's the best time to turn all of that love and attention directly inside. And I always believe that it needs to come from inside first. I'm in a training now with Katie Gray for the Empowered Heart, and we talk about always serving from a place of fullness here. One hand on our heart and one hand out to serve others. And it's something that we'll talk about. So really coming from a place of fullness within. And that takes self-care. How often do you have to take your car in to get serviced? How often do you take the time to service your own life or your own relationships? Probably not as often. And this is a great reminder to start doing that if you're not already. You're here for a reason. You were drawn to these words and to this work for a reason. And I wrote this program and work on it for that same reason. I need time and the support of self-care every day for the rest of my life. And I wasn't doing it as much. My body was wearing down, and I had accident after experience that said, you have to slow down. You have to take care of yourself first. And so hopefully you learn to take care of yourself before the world has to smack you around to do it like it did for me. But maybe you are already in pain and hurting, and this is a good reminder to come back to yourself. Being receptive to your needs, moving through the fear, and boldly going in the direction of your dreams. You are worth it. You are worthy. And we need you. Remember, it's a reciprocity. We give, so shall we reap. Why? Right? So let's give from our hearts, accept others' offerings fully and with gratitude and grace, and just watch how things unfold in our lives. You'll find that I have given a lot of support to help you with the concept of receptivity, and I hope you feel very served by the plethora of things that are available to you. Sometime over the next week, days, month, go ahead and take time very quiet in nature or in a very comfortable place and enjoy the guided meditation. Do it several times if you feel moved to do it. I suggest jumping into the guided affirmations and the positivity of those words sooner than later so that you can pick one or two or all of them that really resonate with you. Put them up around your home. Start your day using those affirmations. If you find that your mind is turning to thoughts of fear or worry about yourself or what you're doing, find one of those affirmations that really works well for you. I am enough, just as I am. I am worthy. Those are ones that I like to use a lot. And your mind can shift. I mean, a mind works very quickly. And so I think it's really important to get back into those affirmations throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the month. Journal writing. The journal prompts are there to really support you diving into this work fully. I know in the past when I've done courses, I often will skip over the journal part, or I'll think about it for a moment and move on. But I've really started embracing journal writing as a practice, and there are so many hidden gems within there. And for me, I feel like when I journal, I'm able to take that story off of my shoulders or out of my back or off my hip and put it out onto the page. Let it live somewhere outside of me. It's still my story perhaps, but as I'm working through it, I can let it go to somewhere else. So I really suggest you take the time to do the journal prompts. You may not find that all of them are bringing up feelings of joy for you, and that's part of the work we're doing right now. Some of this stuff is not going to be easy. It just isn't. Learning to care for ourselves and reprogram old stories is not the easiest thing we'll ever do. But you're brave enough, and you can do this, and you are not alone. I'm with you, and I am here to help. I'm here to support you fully in doing your big work. And then the creative playbook. I love the creative playbook. I was going to call it a workbook, but I don't want it to feel like work. It's play. So get into some of those suggestions. Find a few or all of them that you feel like you can embrace over the next month or days, however long that it takes you to really feel receptive. I talk about some essential oils you can use. If you like to use scent, I like to invigorate all the senses when I'm working on something new. So you can find some of the minerals or rocks you might really appreciate. I've got a gorgeous piece of selenite back behind me that I just love to work with. You'll find rocks and stones all over my home because that's part of the thing that makes my heart sing. But yeah, take the time to get into those concepts and really do the work for yourself. I have created it over the last 7 years out of my toolkit, all of the things that I bring into my own self-care and in my own self-love journey. And so I bring them to you vetted and used and practiced, and I hope that they really serve your greatest purpose. And then if you're drawn to doing more of this, then I'll see you on the next round and we'll talk about ease. This is the self-care revolution. And I used all of the letters in revolution to create the work that we're going to do together. And they serve our purpose on all levels. I'm a teacher by deep trade, and I really like to work on all levels. Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. And so hopefully you'll find tools that serve all parts of you within there. And then communicate. Let me know how you're doing. This is not a journey that you're on alone. We're here together, and I'm so grateful that you trust me as a facilitator for this work. Thank you so much. You are beautiful. You are perfect exactly as you are. So get out there and bravely love yourself.